Okay, well, I live down in Southern California. My sister Joan, she lived in Paradise, of course, and she was, I think at the time, 81 years old. She had early stages of Alzheimer's. Her son, Michael, took care of her. He lived with her in Sawmill Lane. And the day of the fire, I got a call from my nephew. He had gone, he's out running errands with his girlfriend, Diane Tracy. No relation to my sister, but with him. But anyway, they were out running errands and the fire started, and they couldn't get back. They were in a traffic jam. They got as far as Billy Lane, or Billy Road rather. And the fire, he called me from the car, and the fire was coming up behind him and all around him. And there was, transformers blowing up and chaos, and people started, he couldn't drive, cars all around him, and people were running by him. So they had to run. And he checked back in with me a little later, and they had to run about a mile up the road, and a fellow in a pickup truck, they got in with him. They got by the traffic jam, and he was going up in curbs, and I guess, and they made it out alive. Now, my nephew Mike, he had a lot of guilt because he couldn't get back to pick up his mom and his dog at the house. And he, for quite a while, was threatening to run the roadblocks to go up there because it was probably a week or maybe longer before we knew what the status of the house was. And I was terrified that she was still alive up there with no power, no water, or maybe there would have been water. But anyway, so we finally, one of the insurance adjusters was going up there, and he called me. He had access to go up and look at the property. I don't remember the date, but he went up there and called me and told me the house was gone. And it was probably another couple of weeks after that before they did go into the property and they found remains. And then my nephew had to give a DNA sample, and she was identified. For my nephew Mike, he had a lot of grief. He lost his mom, his dog, his house, his possessions, and he had a lot of guilt. And so he was probably about a year, just under a year. In fact, it was last July 3rd. He actually had a stroke, and he had for about 4 days up in the hospital, and he passed away. And I always believed that his stroke was caused by the stress and everything that happened to him. He was only 52 years old. So within about less than a year, I lost my sister, and she's one of my best friends, and my nephew. And, and for my impact for me, I had, hours, hundreds of hours worth of work this mess has caused. And PG&E, I'm glad that they're pleading guilty. They deserve that. And that's about all I have to say, I guess.